Another thing I found really, really interesting in your book is the exploitation of disruption. And usually disruption, if you even hear that as someone that runs a company or you hear anything, I don't want any disruptions. I want everything to run smooth. This is why I'm doing all this work. But you actually talk about exploiting disruption. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's really exciting once you start to develop that as a skill, and that's one of the things I've seen that leaders who are successful in innovation do. They become adept at it. So you are looking at disruption through a completely different lens. Instead of it being something that's going to interfere with your life, it becomes a force that's in the environment that you can harness to your advantage. So, for example, if your customers are in trouble financially, so they stop buying your products or services, then they're in pain, and you have an opportunity to serve that pain, and you can. So, for example, when the real estate market in Florida tanked, I knew a woman down there who ran an association of real estate agents. Okay, well, so the bottom just completely dropped out. All of a sudden, all of her members had no work. Zip. So they weren't going to come to her and buy her products and services. They couldn't even put food on the table. So most people would collapse at that point and say, I'm cooked, it's over. But she didn't. The first thing she did is she asked the question, what other jobs would these people be naturally good at? Because she knew they were in trouble. And she found some, and she also began to offer training. So she was literally training people to do something other than what her association was about. But because there was this major need, because they were all scrambling, they all showed up in droves, which created revenue for her. The second thing she did was that she said, well, there's this thing called selling short, which at that time, nobody wanted to do. It was like a taboo, because people were, oh my God, I can't believe I'm selling my house for less than what it's worth. She said, nobody's teaching real estate agents how to sell short, so I will do it. So she gathered all the information, all the knowledge, she started holding classes, and people came from all over the country to participate, again, generating massive revenue. So what she did was she took the pain that was in the environment and harnessed it to her advantage and was able to actually grow her organization. And then when the market kicked back in, everybody knew who she was. She had helped them get through the tough times. So they were like, it was like throwing a switch. They were right back in there with her, and with good feelings because she had helped cope with this disruption. That's what people who think about disruption and learn how to exploit it do differently. They just look through it at a different lens.